First, set the iPad in the holder in the vertical position. Then open up the iMotion app. It should be located towards the bottom. Select New Movie once you're in the main menu. Be sure that the finger is highlighted for manual. It must be set for manual for stop motion. Click on the white bar. Be sure to name it your first name and your last name, as well as your class. Once it is set to manual and you've named it after yourself, you can hit start. Then take the iPad and stand and set it on top of the special piece of paper. Make sure all of the markings match up perfectly. If everything is matching up, the screen should show white, and the trapezoid area to the top right-hand corner is the area to draw in. For our example today, I'll be drawing a drip of water with charcoal. After I made the first drawing, I hit the capture button. Then I erased the drip and I redrew it again in a slightly lower position. And then I'll repeat the process over and over again. The smaller the movements, the more realistic the animation will look. It might not erase perfectly, but that's okay. It will leave a charcoal trail behind in the animation, which can look pretty cool. Always make sure your hand is not in the way when you hit the capture button. There is a long list of things that you can animate at your station. Look at it and you may get an idea. Even though this animation is taking a few minutes to make, it will only equate to a few seconds worth of animation. Be very careful not to bump the iPad or move the paper whatsoever as you're working. Now that the drip of water has reached the bottom, I'm going to make it splash to the left and to the right. Depending on what your animation is, you may need to look for images on Google Images to help make your animation look more realistic. Whatever animation you decide to make sure it's school appropriate. That's right, no violence. At the very end of the animation, I hit the capture button several times in a row. This will cause a pause-like effect at the end of the film. To make the recording play, I'm going to hit the stop button twice in a row. Once your animation is playing, you can set the speed to make it look more realistic. Usually the speed looks better anywhere between 7 to 15 frames per second. Chances are you will need to edit the film once it is over. Hit the tool button, hit pause, and you can skip one frame at a time through your animation. If you have a frame that you don't need, stop on it and hit the delete button twice, and it eliminates the frame from the animation. Once I got rid of all the frames I did not need, the animation plays much more smoothly. To export the video, make sure it is set to video. Then press Photo Library, and it begins to build your movie. This may take a few seconds, but once it's finished, your movie is now in the photo library. To send a copy of the movie to me or somebody else like yourself, go to the Photo app. Your movie should be at the very end of the camera roll. Look in the bottom left-hand corner for this symbol. Press on this symbol to export your film. Once the export screen is up, tap on the Mail button. In the To area, type in the letters MM and My Email will pop up. You can also type in your own email address or another address to send the movie to somebody else. Since the movie is only a few seconds long, it should be able to be done. If you are sending it to me, make sure it has your first and last name in the subject line as well as your class. I do not need to see all of your movies, just your best one.